Okay, so got some good news on the Springer. It looks like I finally solved the issue with the zero compression on the rear cylinder. So I've been working with this morning. So let me show you what I got on this. If I can do this with one hand, but so we got the compression in the rear cylinder here. Let me turn the ignition on. So we got the ignition on. Now, if you watch this. So we've got some good compression out of this now. Now, mind you, the motor's cold. I don't even have everything set up. I just wanted to make sure that what I had was actually working. So let's go over to here, and I'm going to show you what the issue was. Now, this lower rocker box is actually the one that was the original Harley-Davidson one. On this front cylinder, we have the aftermarket lower and top rocker box. What turned out to be is that I took the rockers out this morning and put rags in the intake and exhaust ports, forced some air down in here, and all I heard was air coming out of the spark plug hole, which told me that these were sealed. So I figured, you know what, I've taken this off 3 or 4 times. I could not figure out what was causing those valves to stay open. I checked the cam timing, I checked the push rods, I checked everything. So I thought to myself, let me take this lower rocker box off, put this one on, and now I'm getting the compression that I want. So let's come over to here. Now this top one, this top one here is the original one that was on the bike. This is the aftermarket one that's right here. So if we measure this, you can see how it's measuring right. Now look at this. Look how low that sits compared to the stock. Now mind you, I'm only taking measurement in one area, but look how much lower that sits. That's certainly enough to keep a valve open. So this is the original one, which keeps the rockers up higher. This one puts the rockers lower, which actually keeps the valve open all the time. Now, what I don't get is that on this front cylinder, this is the aftermarket one. So they actually and these came in at the same time. They came out of the same kit. So they machined this one wrong. Now I haven't measured like the distance on these points, the mounting points for the rockers, which are here actually. These points here are what mounts the rockers. So when they're in here, they're actually a lot lower than, actually a lot higher, I mean, than the aftermarket one that sits up here. So that little difference, that couple thousandths of an inch, is what kept those valves open. So now we can move on. So I did pick up like a little auxiliary gas tank, because I don't want to keep putting the tank on and off. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the day today is I'm actually going to take this off. None of this on this rear cylinder was torqued to specs. I just kind of put it on, kind of tightened it down. I just wanted to see if I got a compression rating, which I did. So now this can be taken off again, Loctite, put on everything, torque down, put this motor back together. So I'll have this motor back together this weekend, and then the next video we're going to start tearing apart the front end, because the plan is to still put that shovel up on here before Thanksgiving, probably about a week before Thanksgiving. So today is October 1st, so I've got about 6 weeks to get this front end taken off, done. So the race is taken out, new bearings put in. That way it gives me a chance to look at these springs, check this shock too to see how well the shock is doing, and basically just take this apart and try to clean this up. There is some rust on here. You can see it like in here. See if I can clean that up. But anyway, that is solved. This has been just bugging the shit out of me for weeks now as to why there was no compression on that rear cylinder. Like I said, I've taken this apart I don't know how many times to figure it out. Did the cam chain tensioner. I did that timing all over again to make sure the timing was right. Now we can finally move on with this bike, get this bike wrapped up, and get working on the shovel in a few weeks. So anyway, good news on that front. Gonna, you know, finish that up this weekend, and then in the next video we'll start looking at tearing apart the front end. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.